Welcome back everyone and thank you for tuning in once again. Today I want to take you on a journey back to the year 1960, a year when American cars were bold, confident, and built to make a statement. And at the heart of that era stood one of Buick's finest creations, the 1960 Buick Electra. This wasn't just a car, it was an expression of success, a symbol of luxury, and an icon of design at a time when bigger was better and style mattered just as much as performance. If you've ever been fascinated by the glory days of American automobiles, then you're going to enjoy every detail of this deep look at the Electra. The Buick Electra was introduced only a year earlier, in 1959, but the 1960 model refined everything that had made it stand out. Buick was determined to create a flagship car that could hold its own in General Motors' hierarchy, right below Cadillac but still towering above Oldsmobile and Pontiac in terms of prestige. By 1960, Buick had polished its design language to make the Electra not just flamboyant, but elegant. Compared to the wild tail fins of 1959, the new Electra had smoother, more sculpted lines. It was still big, still impressive, and still dressed in chrome, but this time it carried itself with a sense of sophistication that perfectly matched the changing mood of the decade. From the outside, the Electra looked every inch a luxury car. It stretched nearly 19 feet in length, with the famous Electra 225 model measuring exactly 225 inches, earning it the nickname, Deuce and a Quarter. Its sheer size gave it unmatched presence on the road. The front end was wide and commanding, with a horizontal grille design that seemed to stretch from one fender to the other. Buick's styling team understood proportion, and everything from the grille to the headlights to the fender lines gave the impression of controlled strength. Chrome accents highlighted the body's curves, framing the windows and tracing along the sides, giving the car a polished, high-class look. At the rear, the fins were toned down compared to the previous year, replaced by cleaner, sharper lines that hinted at the modern styling trends of the 1960s, while still giving just enough nod to the jet-age flamboyance of the 1950s. Stepping inside the Electra was like entering a rolling lounge. Buick knew that luxury wasn't just about what people saw on the outside, it was also about what the driver and passengers felt inside. The cabin was spacious, almost living room-like, with wide bench seats that could easily accommodate 6 adults in comfort. Upholstery options ranged from high-grade cloth to rich leather, and everything was designed to feel plush and inviting. The dashboard was another statement piece, wide and symmetrical, decorated with chrome trim and fitted with large, easy-to-read gauges. Buick offered a wide range of optional equipment, many of which were luxuries for the time. Air conditioning, power windows, 6-way power seats, and even a signal-seeking radio could all be had in the Electra, making it feel ahead of its time. Sliding behind the wheel gave the driver not just control over a powerful car, but the sense of piloting something truly special. Of course, a car this large needed an engine to match its presence, and Buick delivered. Under the hood sat the legendary 401 cubic inch, nailhead, V8, producing 325 horsepower and plenty of torque. This engine was paired with Buick's smooth turbine drive automatic transmission, designed to deliver seamless shifts and effortless acceleration. Despite its massive size and weight, well over 2 tons, the Electra had no trouble moving with authority. It wasn't about racing from stoplight to stoplight, it was about smooth, confident cruising, gliding along highways with power to spare. Buick wanted the Electra to deliver what it proudly called the million-dollar ride, and while that was clever marketing, it wasn't far from the truth. Driving the Electra in 1960 was an experience in itself. The suspension was tuned for comfort, soaking up bumps in the road and creating a ride that truly felt like floating. Steering was heavily power-assisted, which made maneuvering this giant car surprisingly easy, though by modern standards it felt light and almost disconnected. Braking was handled by large drums, adequate for the time but requiring a bit of patience and planning. The point wasn't to carve corners or drive aggressively, it was about comfort, smoothness, and elegance, and in that role, the Electra excelled. But more than the technical details, the Electra carried cultural meaning. In 1960, America was riding high on post-war optimism. The economy was strong, technology was advancing rapidly, and people believed the future was limitless. Cars reflected that confidence, and none more so than big luxury models like the Electra. Owning one wasn't just about transportation, it was about status. When you pulled up somewhere in a Buick Electra, people noticed. It spoke of success, refinement, and taste. Cadillac may have been at the top, but the Electra offered nearly the same level of luxury with a personality all its own, often appealing to buyers who wanted prestige without quite as much flash. Today, the 1960 Buick Electra is cherished by collectors and enthusiasts as a prime example of American automotive design. Its styling perfectly bridges two eras, combining just enough 1950s flair with the cleaner, more modern look of the 1960s. Its interior remains one of the most comfortable of its time, and that big nailhead V8 is still admired for its smooth power delivery. Among collectors, the Electra 225 convertible stands out as the most sought-after version, not only for its rarity but also for the sheer drama of cruising with the top down in such a massive, stylish car. Of course, owning one today comes with its challenges. Parking a nearly 19-foot-long vehicle isn't exactly convenient, and fuel economy is far from efficient. Maintenance requires care and dedication, and sourcing parts can be a challenge. But for those who love classic cars, these aren't drawbacks, they're part of the charm. Driving a 1960 Buick Electra today is about connecting with a bygone era, experiencing firsthand what it felt like when cars were designed to impress and to embody the dreams of an entire generation. When you see a 1960 Buick Electra at a car show, or if you're lucky enough to watch one glide down the road, it's impossible not to be struck by its presence. The long body, the polished chrome, the dignified stance, all of it creates a sense of occasion that modern cars simply don't have. It represents a time when design and imagination had no limits, when cars weren't just machines but rolling works of art. So in the end, the 1960 Buick Electra stands as one of Buick's greatest achievements. With its refined design, luxurious interior, smooth and powerful V8, and undeniable presence, it captured the essence of American luxury at the dawn of the 1960s. More than 6 decades later, it remains a car that commands respect, admiration, and fascination. It's not just transportation, it's history on wheels, a reminder of when American cars ruled the road with unmatched style. Thank you for joining me on this trip back in time to explore the 1960 Buick Electra. If you enjoyed this journey into classic automotive history, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, VeloView, so you never miss out on more deep dives into the greatest cars ever built.